YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Greatly appreciate you clicking on the video today. We are finishing up year 2, and we are going to give you a little bit of a recruiting update, because if you went and watched the last episode, there was a little bit of a gem hidden in there. So this is kind of where we're at. If you paid attention to the recruiting, you see somebody missing at the top, but we'll get to that here in a second. As we scroll down, you can see we are the only people, except for this right tackle, that are really pursuing these players that we have left on our board. We only have 6 left that we've been recruiting all year. This has been the toughest year that I've had with 350 hours. So hopefully our prestige goes up a little bit next year so we can move up a little bit. So I took some points off of some of these guys so we could put some more players on the board. So we have 3 Mike linebackers, which is a need, right? And we went ahead and we put 30 hours on each of these guys, figured out their speed a little bit, yeah, so that is where we're at with recruiting. But here is the big one. 5-star athlete, agile guy. It looks like he's going to be a defensive player, because when we were on a visit with somebody, he got a boost for like a right edge or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do with him. And then we've had a couple other ones just kind of trickle in. We did lose Anger. Cincinnati got into a battle and ended up winning him out. He is from Cincinnati, so they just had a way higher tier for the pipeline, and that's just the way that it goes. So I'm keeping these 3 on just to see the dev traits, especially this one. He looked really solid that we lost to Army. 82 throw power, he had 80 speed. His accuracies weren't great, but he was a peer runner, so I was just kind of interested to see how we could develop him. But that's where the class is right now. Again, not a very big class, but you can pretty much lock in these 6 as well on top of these 5. So we have 11 commits essentially right now. Then we have the portal that we can try to work with in the offseason as well. Conference championship game. 2 teams that came from the independents last year rose through the Conference USA and get promoted 2 years back to back. UL Monroe is really shocking, to be quite honest. Typically they don't recruit well, they don't grow well. People, especially in this game, people leave for the portal. So very interesting to see that they were the ones that came up with us, but we both get to be promoted. So that is kind of where we are at this point in time. And before we hop into this game, we are going to go look at the other schools that are also in the running to, well, not even in the running anymore, the teams that are getting promoted. We have BYU and Cincinnati from the Pac-12. They're getting promoted. Tulsa and Washington State. Washington State is ranked number 7 in the Mountain West. Good for them. New Mexico and Hawaii from the MAC is moving up. Love to see that for them. West Virginia and Arizona State from the Big 12. Teams beat up on each other in the Big 12. Good Lord. And then we have the Sun Belt. 2 ranked Sun Belt teams is kind of impressive. Rice and Buffalo get promoted. Then you get Indiana and UCLA. They're in the SEC. They both get promoted to the Big Ten. Memphis and Colorado State also get promoted from the American League. Big Ten championship don't get promoted because you can't get any higher. But Georgia, 12-0, 9-0, going through the Big Ten is impressive. They take on number 4 Texas A&M, and then Duke, of course, because they're so good in sim. It's unbelievable. They get moved up this year from the ACC, and so does UCF. Now, if you're looking at the teams that are not as lucky, You're going to have Georgia Tech and Virginia. They're going to get demoted. San Jose State and Fresno State are also going to get demoted. Then you have a 4-way tie down here, so I'll have to go through and figure out who's going to get demoted in this area. The game typically does a pretty good job of making sure that the tiebreakers are the way that they're supposed to be, but not always. So two of these 4 teams will be demoted from the Big 12. Big 10 demotion, it's for sure going to be Auburn. And then you have either Texas Tech, Oregon, Texas, or Clemson. If either of these 2 get demoted, that would be absolutely crazy. Look at Oregon's stats, 96, 94, 99, and they went 3-6 in the Big 10, which is absolutely insane. Conference USA, Kennesaw State's going to drop to the Independent. And quite frankly, there is a lot of teams that could drop. This is going to take a while to sort out, for sure. The Independents, Ohio's not going anywhere. New Mexico State's not going anywhere. Central Michigan went 10-2, so they're definitely going to get a promotion. Akron and Delaware are more than likely going to get a promotion as well. Then in the MAC, you have, let's see, either Western Michigan, Marshall, Middle Tennessee is definitely going. Mountain West, you're going to have James Madison, but then there is a host of other teams that are here at 3-6. So I'll have to go through and look at that as well. UCF and Oregon State from the Pac-12. Oregon State went 0-12. Woof. That is brutal. SEC, you're going to have Baylor for sure, and then either Missouri, Vanderbilt, or South Carolina joining them in the demotion. And the last one, you have Charlotte, who went 0-9 in the conference, and then either Louisiana or Florida Atlantic getting demoted as well. So there's just a quick little glimpse of what the movement's going to be. Now, let's hop into the conference championship game. First moment we have here, and it's 3rd and 2. We're down 3-0. I'm just very confused on what they're doing defensively here, and well, they confused me enough for me to throw a pick. So there's that. I thought Durham was going to be able just to run by everybody, but that obviously was not the case. If anything, it was an arm punt though. So nothing like crazy to be upset about, but it just looked like it was going to be free when they came out and brought everybody up. We're going to have to get it out, turn up the field, and we get the first down. 3rd and 10, that's a pretty solid play to get that first down there. We are back in a 3rd down situation. We are inside the 20. We're going to have Ferguson out of the backfield. Taylor misses the throw because of the pressure, and we are going to have to settle for the field goal and look to tie the game up at 3-3. Offenses, they've been pretty slow. Just been pretty slow the last few weeks. We did score 35 points against Liberty, but they were a horribly ranked, horribly rated, not ranked, rated team. And we just struggled after that. We just really struggled to score really the following week. And then we simmed the next week. So, but we did score 24 points there. So I guess it's not like terrible, but just the difference between the ratings that we've had, we should have been able to beat those teams a little bit easier. So we pop in, we're doing this first quarter drive. We see one of our offensive linemen go down, which probably isn't going to bode well because that means there's some really bad players. Why are we not catching that? Really bad players now on the field. We're to a 3rd and 9. That ball was just overthrown. We're going to go RPO. We got to hand this one off. Elijah Jackson tried to get to the first down. Not quite going to get there. And we are going to have to punt this one away. Let's see if we can pin them deeper in their end. They are going to run it back. He's going to get to about the 20, 21-yard line. So good job by the covering team to get down there. Again, offense is slow on both sides, so defense is playing well. Sometimes you just got to give the defenses a little nod, but can we get that? We don't. We maybe should have thrown to the slot guy, but I thought right away we had enough. We had enough there, but clearly not. So here we are. It's still in the second quarter. It's still 3-3. We're going to go ahead and run the speed option at nothing. That speed option is so bad. The defense just flows so well. 3rd and 8. Again, we are winding down here in the second quarter. We're going to let this wind down to about 30 seconds. If we pick up the first down, we do have 2 more timeouts. We got to use Taylor's speed. We're going to have to take a hit. We get there, we're going to call a timeout. Let's see if we can finish this drive off here. 16 seconds left. Can Durham get open quickly over on the left side? He cannot, but our tight end was so open. We just didn't have any time to get it to him. We're going to go ahead and go right back to that same look and see if we can hit Price, because he was wide open on that last one. He's not, but we're going to try to throw it anyway, and what a catch by Price. He has come down with some crazy catches here in the last couple episodes. So offense at the end of the half goes ahead and takes the lead 10-3 into half. The defense is now in a lot of trouble. And quite frankly, moving into the MAC next year, our defenses might be in a lot of trouble way more, because we are looking to lose our top 3 linebackers in the portal. And that's just, we don't have the depth for that, clearly. But that is a next episode problem, as Elijah Jackson finds a crease in the defense on 3rd and 1. And he continues to have a really impressive year. We had Ferguson go down with injury early, so we had to rely on Elijah Jackson quite a bit early in the year, to a point where I kind of forgot we had Ferguson. And then Elijah got hurt, but Ferguson came back. So we've seen a lot of different running backs this year due to injury problems. And I didn't mean to keep that. We probably walk into the end zone if I don't misread that one. 2nd and goal from the 6. It is 10-10 still here. We're going to get it out to Thomas. He's not going to be able to turn up the field as well as I would have hoped. And we are now in a 3rd and 5 from the 5-yard line. We're going to have to go audible out of that. We just really didn't like the look. And we are going to throw it into Gethers, and he is going to get in the end zone for Ball State. And that is another touchdown for a tight end. And we get the ball right back. We get it at the 18-yard line. Defense causing a turnover, which they don't do a whole lot of, to be quite honest with you. Good thing we got hit. That was probably a pick. That was probably going to be an interception. So, good thing that we got hit there. I didn't trust it. Didn't trust it. Had my read, had my key and everything. Just did not trust it at all. Didn't trust it. All right, here we go. We're going to trust it this time. No, we're going to get sacked again. Our offensive line is so bad. Just so bad. We can't capitalize on the turnover that the defense gave us. We'll see if we can at least pin them deep in the end zone. That's going to go right inside and give them the ball at the 20. What a disappointing possession there for sure, and they're going to take advantage of it, and they get all the way down to the 13-yard line. So we have to hop in here. Hopefully the defense can create another turnover down here. He's going to come across the middle, run with it. Good Lord. We covered for like what felt like 10 seconds, and we couldn't get to him. Pass rush has been pretty good this year, actually, from when we're in the game. They don't have like crazy stats or anything like that, but they do enough when we play, at least, to get in there and disrupt things, but not on that pass play. 3rd and 11 now. I have to sit on that. And why are we so far back, man? The Warhawks get in the end zone. It's just, why are we playing at the back of the end zone? I just don't understand. I know the coding portion of it is probably not the easiest thing to do, but like something like that, and then you throw it right at my user and I overrun it. I do that so frequently. Defense needs help. We give up a touchdown. Now we need to get back on defense. Ranked number 14 in the nation. This could be the difference between making the conference or the college football playoff and not. Do I think we're ready to compete in the college football playoff? This game is proving that we are not. However, it will definitely help our brand exposure, which would help some of the guys that want to leave. So that's kind of where, oh my, he has 140 yards rushing. Oh my goodness. Well, our prolific linebacking crew are not doing their jobs in this one. All right, here we go. We got to lock in here. 3rd and 8. Going to throw it. The pass rush gets there. The 4th sack of the day. Pettijohn brings down the quarterback. We got to call a timeout so they don't run a bunch of time off. And then offense has got to do a job here. Offense has got to do a job. See if McDougal can get us a little bit of good field position here. He's not even going towards the ball. Do not. Oh, my Lord. I don't know why he was just standing there. So, we have 80 yards. $81 yards. They are pressing McDougal. I'm going to send McDougal deep with Firestone coming across. McDougal has a step. Can we get it out there enough? We do. McDougal is going to take it all the way into the end zone, and that is going to be a tie game. We are jumping in here so they don't go for 2, and we don't miss the extra point. Just get it up. Get it through the uprights. Now the defense has got to do a job again here. A minute and a half left. They have 3 timeouts left. We have 2 timeouts left. They're going to go with a draw play. This guy has been running all over us all day long. 152 yards for him. And they're very comfortable with just running the ball, which is interesting. They had the wheel route. I thought that was just a flat. Thank the Lord he wasn't looking at the running back, because we would have had to score yet again. But the receiver drops the in route. Going to come up and take that. Be ready to take off. And we get home again. The coverage are leading to a couple of these sacks. That's the 5th sack for the defense today. UL Monroe takes a timeout, even though I don't know if I would have taken a timeout there. 3rd and forever. There's going to be a screen. We're out there playing it. We are going to call a timeout with 1 minute and 6 seconds left. They're going to have to punt it back to us. And in the ideal world, we won't have to really get very many yards because we have a decent return here. And we do. We get on the other side of the 50. We're at the 47-yard line. Kicker typically doesn't have that good of leg, but we should only need to get a few yards in order for us to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We do have one timeout left, 57 seconds left. We're going to go ahead and hit the tight end. 35 seconds left, and now UL Monroe calls a timeout. They're backing up here. We're going to go ahead and take advantage of that and run it at them. Well, maybe not, because the D tackle just gets off his block. They've called their final timeout, but they're still backing up. So we're going to continue to use that against them. And we're going to continue to run the ball because they're guessing pass as well. So an interesting way for them to handle the situation. I just want to get a few more yards, get it back into the middle of the field for us to be able to kick a field goal right down the middle. That time they sell out for the run. We're going to go ahead and do it one more time just because I want to make sure that we're in the middle of the field. That's my biggest concern right now, so we're going to let it run down to about 10 seconds, and then we're going to let the clock wind down. We're going to call timeout. They don't have a timeout to ice us, so we're going to go ahead and just make sure we get it to the middle of the field. We're going to let it run down to about 2 or 3 seconds, call our timeout, and get our kicker out there. So this is what a conference title game should feel like. A tight game. Last play of the game, field goal is up, it is good, and your Ball State Cardinals win Conference USA. Ball State wins Conference USA year one. UL Monroe, they come with us to the MAC though. They are moving up the ranks with us, which is very impressive to see, as I mentioned before the game. And stats, Taylor 20 of 41, 3 TDs, 1 pick. Rushing the ball, we did not rush it very well, 15 of 48. Elijah had 7 for 62. I mean, man, he was explosive today, huh? Receiving wise, 129 for McDougal and a touchdown. He had that long touchdown, which was phenomenal. 4 for 44 for Durham. And Price and Geathers, the 2 tight ends, got into the end zone. Price is a freshman. He was making some dirty catches this year. Defensively, Earl Wine led the team with 10 tackles. We had 8 for Yates, Pettijohn, Carter, and Robinson. The 3 linebackers that want to leave, which, good Lord, I hope they don't. Pettijohn, 3 tackles for loss. Earl Wine and Freeney also had 2. Conley, Shepard, and Allen had 1 apiece. Pettijohn and Freeney had 1.5 sacks each. 1 for Conley, Allen, respectively. Defense got 1 interception. Will Yates brought that one in, returned it for 19 yards as well. 27-24 Conference USA Championship win over UL Monroe. Hey, as we're simulating to see what bowl game we get the Coach of the Year, the Bear Bryant Award here at Ball State. That might be the first time I've seen that. Joe Moorhead wins the Broyles, which is the Coordinator of the Year. So, look at that. Coach is raking in some of these awards. Jeremiah Smith is unbelievable. 2,000 yards and 18 touchdowns. He's got to leave after this, right? Yeah, because he's a junior now, so he should be able to leave. The kicker, 25 of 26. 96% field goal. He wins the Best Kicker of the Year award. And we are left out of the college football playoff, which we're not shocked about, to be honest. And quite frankly, we were not ready for that. The only big thing would have been is the boost in the brand exposure for some of the players to stay. But quite frankly, a lot of the players that we want to stay is not brand exposure. So we have the Will linebackers. which is defensive yards per game, which we're at a B minus and they want a B. We're right 39th. I mean, it's not terrible. Not terrible at all. You can see the total tackles were up there at A pluses, but it's just this passing yards per game. And I mean, in this game, it's hard to keep them from passing. So it's unfortunate in that sense of where we're at, but we kept our staff intact, so we don't need to hire anybody. So without further ado, let's hop into the bowl game here against Army. Army comes into the game at 7-5. We are looking here at a very low scoring game, which we're not shocked about. That RPO is terrible. I don't know why I keep calling it, as Army loves to run the football. So they do take a lot of time. They have a lot of time of possession just because of the style of play that they have. So when we do get these possessions, which is the first drive possession here on this particular moment, we need to take advantage, and we're not going to. We're going to have to punt it, and it's going to stay 0-0. Just horrendous blocking there. Great play by their linebacker, but more so just terrible blocking. The one nice thing about playing Army, though, is they're probably not going to put up a whole lot of passing yards. So we might be able to finagle our way into keeping some of those players because they just don't pass the ball as much. But we are getting absolutely smacked right now. Good Lord, what is happening? A minute 34 left. We are down 14-0. They're just going to give us a bunch of space underneath. We're going to hit McDougal. He's going to pick up the first down and more. It's like his first completion. What is happening? This defense is absolutely putting us through the ringer, it feels like. We only have like 60 yards of offense. Not a great showing here in the bowl game. Army said, yeah, right, coach of the year, coordinator of the year, we'll show you. And they are, because this is embarrassing, especially in sim. Going to go ahead, hit Durham. He's going to get out of bounds. We're starting to get Taylor into a rhythm, so hopefully it carries over into sim in the second half. Ball gets batted down at the line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. We're going to look Durham here. Short side of the field, then we went to Ferguson on the other side of the field. We are going to pick up the first down. It's our 5th first down, and I'm pretty sure we've had, what? Is it 5 this drive? Ferguson is going to pick up 6 yards. We're going to let the clock wind. We don't want them to get the ball, although they aren't like a prolific offense by any means. But the more chances they have to throw the ball here late, the more chance that they have to obviously get passing yards, and we don't want that for our defensive guys. So that's kind of where the game has put us into thinking that way, and we get stuffed at the line of scrimmage one more time. We messed up the mic. Shouldn't matter, as Elijah Jackson gets into the end zone. It's going to be 17-14. And 21-14. Our offense has been absolutely pitiful. Good Lord, it's 23-7. Now, yes, I've had chances to hop in defensively, but it's to the point where I don't think that it would really matter much because our offense isn't doing anything, which is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. Now, when we were in the loading screen, I did not see what the ratings were. Maybe they're just way better than we are. And that very well could be. So, I might be just complaining for no reason, but it's quite frustrating when we are at this point, for sure. For sure. Durham's going to be coming across. Let's keep Ferguson in to block. And that's going to be intercepted. Oh, my Lord. That linebacker played that so well. So well. All right. Pretty much last-ditched effort here in this game. Can Taylor get it out there? He does. Durham brings it in. We got to just continue to get down into the red zone. We can't run speed options with this team. He just can't do it. We're going to go ahead and audible this to inside zone, though. We're going to get in the end zone. We're going to cut it to a 10-point, maybe a 9-point game, depending on what we decided to do there. It is 23-15. So it's an 8-point game. So if we score a touchdown, go get a 2-point conversion, we might be able to salvage this thing just yet, which is crazy to think about with how this game has gone, for sure. It's going to be overthrown. Oh, man, they were in man-to-man coverage, too. That was such a perfect play call. What kind of throw was that? It's a clean pocket. Just throw the ball, man. As good as Taylor felt last year, he has felt that much like that bad this year. Gonna hit Price. He's gonna pick up the first down. Just 2 picks today, no touchdowns. Has been very inefficient. Missing balls like that. He's wide open. I know his accuracies aren't very good, but good Lord, this is frustrating. Especially with it being the biggest game of the year. But Durham is going to bail us out because they had a linebacker on him. He is going to waltz his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Ball State. We're going to hop in and take over for this 2-point conversion. We're going to send both tight ends on crossers. Just catch him. All right, well, there's that. Oh, and we need an onside kick because we only have 1 timeout left. Sick. Kicks there, they recover it. We should have enough time. We should have enough time. Oh, and then we just wasted our last timeout. I don't think it gives us the 2-minute timeout now. We might not have enough time now. All right, well, that was kind of a bonehead mistake by me. Are they going to keep it on the ground? We are going to have very little time. We do have time, though. We need to make one more stop here. And he's going to drag us to the first down. We lose to Army. Oh, my Lord. That timeout, man. I tried to get it in before the 2-minute timeout. Oh, what a frustrating way to end the year. Frustrating way to end the year. He only had 90 yards passing, so that might be able to drop us in that. Man, that's so frustrating. 17 of 34, 227, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Ferguson, 20 for 85, 1 touchdown. Horton also got in the end zone. Receiving wise, Durham, 4 for 108 and the touchdown. McDougal, 4 for 51. Just a very lackluster performance by the offense. Stewart with 12 tackles, Conley with 10, Pettyjohn, Carter with 8, Allen and Gallimore with 7. A bunch of tackles for losses just because they run the triple option, 1 sack because they don't throw the ball very much, and no interceptions because they only threw it 16 times. Quick look ahead at the championship game. Georgia Bulldogs continue their undefeated season. They take on Texas A&M in the championship. Was this the Big Ten title game? Pretty sure it was, right? I don't remember for sure, but that's going to be the end of the episode. We'll get into the off season and the start of next season in the next video. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to click on the video today. Very disappointing finish, but a 12-2 year. We get to move up. We got the conference championship trophy in the locker, in the trophy case, not the locker room, but that loss in Army leaves kind of a sour taste in our mouth. However, okay, next episode's huge. Can we keep at least one of those linebackers? They're all 82 overalls. The 90 yards didn't jump them up from B- to a B, so we still are struggling to keep them. So we'll see if we're able to convince them to stay and play in the MAC or not. So again, appreciate you showing the support to the channel. Go ahead, leave a like. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.